In this video, I not only give you an all pastel tutorial for beginners, I invite women to create pastel art to uplift a sister, a neighbor, a girlfriend, a grandmother, a niece. Okay, you get the idea. Hi, I'm Natalie, and on this channel, I support and uplift women through art. I give you painting tutorials, pastel tutorials, and in 2018, I'm gonna have a really fun journaling activity, and I can't wait to tell you about it. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get my notifications. So this is what we're doing today. Of course, you can do your own colors. You can, be as creative as you want. But I based those colors on the original painting that I did recently. I'm also going to give you the link if you want to paint this artwork as well. I'm going to invite you to not only print one illustration for yourself, but why don't you go ahead and print a few, do a coloring art for yourself, and why don't you create one for a friend who recently went through a loss, who's feeling lonely, who's sick, who just needs a little picker-upper. You never know what receiving something like that from a friend, what it can do for someone. So why don't we print a few of these and let's get started in this very relaxing and fun all pastel tutorial. For my illustration, I'm using the Portfolio series All Pastels by Crayola. I love the bright colors and they're so soft and creamy. I have some glitter. And I'll be using a little bit of the acrylic markers. You can look in the description below for what I used, and you can always use what you have at home. I base my colors and my composition with the original painting that I created for the sketch that I did recently. I love this sketch, I really do. I called it Stronger Together. I'm going to start with a very light color for the background. If I had a gold pastel, maybe I would use that, but I really like the golden brown. I'm drawing on a surface that has texture. I like that because it creates a little bit of almost a canvas-like texture, but of course when I'm going to rub the pastels, it's pretty much going to smooth the texture out. I'm gonna add this color on the entire background with little circular motions. And I'm not blending anything until all my colors are applied. I love the color of this pastel. It's very warm and gold, almost gold. I'm just going to add a little bit of the red of the girl in the back. Her dress it's actually rust. I know it looks red, but it's the color rust that I'm using in my pastel set. And then I'm gonna go back to the background. Alright, so that was a golden brown. Now I'm using the color yellow-orange, and I'm going to do a second coat on top of the golden brown all over my background. Again, little circular motion. It's going to warm up my background even more. I really like that. Pause the video as often as you need. I'm using a flesh tone. It's actually the color peach. Just a little bit of that. And then I'm grabbing some yellow. So there's 4 colors for my background. I'm applying a little bit more of that rust color for her dress. I forgot a little area, so I'm just adding the golden brown. This is red orange, and I'm going to make the dress of not the center, it's the second girl from the right. You are welcome to use whatever color you'd like. Initially on my original sketch that I created at Beth Moore conference, I wrote the words gathering under grace. So I'm gonna have different stencils. You can print the one that you like best, but you can see in the description I'll have different ones. So now I'm adding red on top of the red orange just to deepen the color a little bit. Now I'm using the golden orange, actually it's yellow orange, for the girl on the right. I'm starting to do the, I call them the seeds at the bottom of the page. And this represents how these women are planting, they're seeding the ground. They are stronger together. Together they can truly be themselves and leave a mark in the world. So every color that I put in their dress, I want to do these seeds like little ovals at the bottom of the page. Now I'm using the red violet. Love that color. You know, the way I painted the illustration and the reason why with the pastel I continue to add the seeds is it's very meaningful to me. It represents women standing on seeds of colors. The seeds represent uniqueness and solidarity. They represent hope and the power to change our world, one little action at a time. I think that women are so nurturing, and of course we give birth. We have it in us to be able to help others and gather together to be stronger, and we have a force in us. We truly do. On my original sketch, I also wrote, "Let the Holy Spirit take root." Probably something Beth Moore has said, and I wrote it on my sketch. It's so meaningful to me. The Holy Spirit is our force. I'm adding the red violet seeds on the ground. I truly love how the painting came out, and I'm sure you're going to love your illustration once it's done, especially if you're using those pastels. You could always do that illustration with crayons, but with colored pencils, but it just wouldn't give you the same effect, and it takes a long time, but it's your choice. I'm loving working with pastels. So I'm using blue for the girl on the left. I'm keeping a little tissue on my hand just to keep the pastels clean. I forgot a little area of the woman with the rust, or it's rust. In the back, she's embracing the woman with the blue dress, so her arm is on top of the blue dress as well as the red violet. You can pause the video whenever you need to. I'm adding rust on top of the yellow orange. I just want that dress to be a little bit darker because I want the woman in the center to be yellow orange. You know, we often underestimate the power of how doing something for someone else really helps us forget our own problems. It's truly a therapy in itself. So by doing this pastel for you and doing one for a friend, it's really special, and we forget how great it feels to give, but especially giving something you made and something that you can also have that person do for someone else. This is kind of a chain. It's really exciting, and I hope you'll take part of this movement that I'm starting. I just really feel excited about what it can do for others. I'm using the True Blue, which is a lighter blue, to do some highlights at the bottom of my drawing. And now I'm going to start blending my colors. You could invite some friends, print 4 or 5 sheets and invite some women and do this together, sitting at a table, sipping on a cup of tea or your favorite beverage and talking and just gathering in a circle. And I can just imagine how fun of an evening that would be. I'm actually going to have a group of women come and paint this next week, so I'm really excited. I give painting workshops here locally in Connecticut, and it's been 3 years now, and I feel so blessed. And now with doing those videos on YouTube, I just feel so thrilled to be able to bring creativity and my love of pastel and painting to you. And I hope you'll leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. If you're going to send this to someone, let me know. I'd really love to know how you're going to do this. Is it going to be the same colors? Are you going to do it a different one for a friend? So I basically use my finger for the whole blending of my illustration. I apply quite a bit of pressure so that I get the heat from my hand, and this helps the pastel just melt and blend really, really nicely. By the way, the ring I'm wearing is a ring that my aunt gave me 2 years ago. She's from Quebec and she makes beautiful glass jewelry. now I'm doing the skin tone. So I'm using the peach color, and then I did I'm looking at my pastels now, rust in the center. I did a medium brown, and I believe that's it. I used different skin tone, and that is also very meaningful to me. Coming together. It doesn't matter the color of our skin. We know that. We're women. Women helping women get stronger. Be stronger. I'm adding the brown, the color of their skin tone. I'm adding it to the ground as well as seeds. This is the rust. I'm adding just a few more colors. Is the peach. This is rust again, and I'm just doing a little nicks with my pastel, with my crayon, just kind of creating those little flurries, little like petals. So I used the rust and blue. Now with my white pastel, I'm just gonna add some white in their hair. I'm not doing different color hair. I like the white. By the way, I wrapped a little bit of a tissue around my finger to blend the faces, the skin tone. Now I'm doing some swirls with the white pastel. You could totally take the acrylic marker and make your swirls with the acrylic marker. I like the white, and I'm doing a little bit of highlights in their dresses as well. I'm adding some white at the bottom too. Kind of freely applying some highlights here and there. Now I'm gonna put some glitter, just little dots, only in the background. I don't want to put too much, but it's so pretty. This glitter, when it dries, it really, really sparkles. I thought I would add a little bit more of the markers, the acrylic markers, but I'm just gonna grab some gold and do some highlights and also some more dots in the background. You're welcome to use a little bit more white or do whatever other color you'd like to add. I really love how it turned out. It's so shimmery and shiny, especially when those little dots will dry. It's truly giving it a beautiful effect. Good enough, beautiful enough to be in a frame. I hope you print a few of these illustrations, and you can make another one with the same colors, or you can actually just do it a little bit different and put it in the mail, send it to a friend. You'll see, you'll make her day, probably her week or month. I really hope you had fun creating this all pastel today. Why don't you put it in an envelope, go to the post office and send it to a friend of yours. I'm sure she's gonna be surprised, happy, and blown away. Don't forget to include the black and white illustration and give her the link to this video. Until my next video, stay creative. Remember, creativity is within you. Again, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Connect with me on Instagram and Twitter at paintwithnat, N-A-T. For more videos, you can click on the images above, and I hope to see you again soon. Until then, have a wonderful day. Love you guys.